we're actually on this show together, Dancing with the Stars.
I was convinced I was born with 2 left feet at one time.
How have your bodies adapted?
Ooh, Lord, my body, yeah.
Everything that's broken hurts way worse right now. I took a reverse and we met on the sideline. And I remember before I said, fuck it. And we just went, and he knocked me smooth out. I was out for like 2 minutes. I was getting my helmet on because I was like, they're about to give the ball to Marshawn Lynch and go up. And then I saw him throw the pass and I like took my helmet off. I'm like, wait, they just threw the ball and we intercepted. It was insane, bro. I was so gassed, bro.
I don't think y'all understood how tired and hot.
Look at his eyes.
We're knocking the dust off each other.
Man, what? We was knocking the dust off.
He knocked you down. Boom. He said, you ain't going down.
I had surgery, bro, after we fought.
We talked.
It was the worst surgery I've had in my career.
Welcome to the greatest podcast ever, Above the Rim with Dwight Howard, where we hear no evil, see no evil, and speak no evil. Man, I need y'all to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe before we even do anything, because we need them subscribers to get up, man. We got some great episodes for y'all, and we also got a great special guest today. But before we get started, like I said, tap that subscribe button. There's a lot of people that watch. We need y'all to subscribe. Come on now. But I got a surprise for our surprise guest. You don't know about this. Now, this is something from Special Forces.
That's it.
Yeah, you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Catch that, wide receiver.
He a wide receiver. He caught it good. I hope y'all got a close-up on that. Ooh, Lord mercy. Yeah. The phrase of the day, y'all. We got to do it. Y'all know what the phrase of the day. Let's dance. And while we talking about dancing, we got the two-time Super Bowl champ. Not one, but what? Look at that. Two-time champ. Patriots all-time. What is it? Wide receiver? What is it? Patriots? Wide all-time?
He had the all-time, what was it, receptions in the playoffs? The leader for all time. Listen, Danny Amendola, everybody. Y'all clap, man. Danny Amendola. What's wrong with y'all?
They call him Danny Playoff.
They call him Danny Playoffs. You know why? Because when it's time, Danny shines. We also got a new co-host on here today. He been in behind the scenes. He don't never really talk. He's the real life Joker.
He never talked.
He never talk.
You one of his favorite
And
players.
you one of his favorite players all time.
Yeah.
And
So he had to join.
had to hop on.
he had to hop on the pod today. Give it up for Nick the Quick, y'all. Joker. The Joker is in the building. What's up, Nick?
So I appreciate
Hey, Nick
having
is a renowned chef. Like, he's a Michelin chef, by the way. Sick. He can cook it up.
Yeah.
Anything. I seen him take some leaves from outside
Cooking.
and
some
made some
dressing on
real.
it?
Yeah. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
He made some green leaves turn blue. Like,
Yeah.
it was crazy. It was like some Mayan Mexican type
Nah,
stuff.
they was molded.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't molded. He know he's chef.
Yeah.
But he also does all the lighting, production, editing for the pod. So
Amazing.
instead of being behind the scenes today, he wanted to be above the rim with
Let's
the rest of us.
He's
Hell
so
yeah.
good that he can record from in front of the camera.
Yeah, he's so good. Yeah.
I don't gotta be behind it.
And shout out to Phillip, man. Shout out to Phillip in the back doing his thing. And then also shout out to our other co-host, the man with the master plan, Moo. Real with the awareness camera. Every time I see him now, he got some new J's on his feet, some new bling.
Sugar mamas.
Oh my God.
Ain't no sight.
He talking about some psych. No, that's real. You got your little sugar mama. I know you like them little cougars.
LA's been
We
nice.
need a row cam for him. But let's get to it, Danny. you've played football for your whole entire life. We're going to start with dancing. So you play football, and then you go from football, you did some coaching, and now you're doing Dancing with the Stars. Like, how did that come about, that whole opportunity to do Dancing with the Stars?
It started like after we won the Super Bowl in 2016. I think I met Dina, and she'd been trying to get me to do it, every other year. I'd either been getting surgeries or traveling in the off season, so I was like, no, or playing. We had camp and shit, so I couldn't do it, and so I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I'm not coaching. I'm not doing shit. So let's go dance. I want to learn how to dance, man. It's
That's crazy.
Yeah. And what they did, dude, they showed me the list of just the athletes that have done it. And you got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Emmitt Smith, Donald Driver, Hines Ward, and then Evander Holyfield, Jerry Rice, Rashad Jennings, fucking just a bunch of good top tier athletes. And I'm like, honestly, I put my name right next to it, or he put my name at the bottom. I'm like, how that doesn't make sense, bro? I'm like, let's fucking go. Let's go do it.
But that's just amazing to see, like, people see the talent and the skill that you have had for football. They can equate that to you in dancing. Yeah. And then the steps you've had to take to be a wide receiver, you dancing on the field.
Yeah, it definitely correlates in a lot of our routes and at my position at wide receiver, in certain offenses too. You run routes on steps, so you got to count in your head, and everything is relative off the steps of the quarterback. Yeah. So it's important to. I mean, if you fuck one step up, you're done.
And it mess up the
100%.
whole play and everything.
Yeah. So the footwork's been nice to learn, and I can get that down. The first couple of days, but the upper body stuff for me, it's like my shoulders are jacked up. One we'll get into later after I had to fight Dwight in one of our special forces episodes, but I'll tell that story later because I had surgery, bro. After we fought,
we talked.
It was the worst surgery I've had in my career.
That's crazy.
But sorry, I mean, it was completely worth it, man.
But we like real brothers.
100%.
Like 100%. Because of. We're going to get into it later, y'all, but me and Danny, like, we're brothers.
Without question.
Like, and it's crazy, the stuff that we have had to go through and the fact that we're actually on this show together, Dancing with the Stars, and it's leading up to this year for doing Dancing with the Stars. It's like both of us has been in that place where it's like didn't have enough time or injuries, trying to recover from this, traveling, all these different things. And then it's like this year was the year. And Dina Katz, shout out to Dina Katz, man.
Dina's the best.
If y'all want to get on Dancing with the Stars, hit up Dina Katz, all right? You need to put her on the awareness cam. We're going to shout out to Dancing with the Stars for that. But it's just crazy to see how we're on this show together. Yeah. After the stuff that we have had to really go through, and then the people who like Jamie Lynn Spears. Yeah. She also has done the show. Yeah. Yeah. So it's like all of us are really connected in a very special 100%. Way. 100%. And it's deeper than the sports that and the professions that we've had. And now it's like we could probably not talk text for months, but when I see you, it's 100%. Like, man, this 100%. My dog. Like, we don't really fought together. Yeah. What are your expectations for the show, like for Dancing with the Stars?
For me, honestly, I mean, okay, so I start off with my dancing experience. I'm completely trash. I've never been taught. I only dance when I go to the club or I'm at a wedding, like faded. So that's really the only time I dance. I've never been technically, taught or I'm not sound with any sort of tango, jive, whatever we're doing, doesn't matter. So it's my first day every day. So
that's
it's like,
good.
Right now I'm starting to just compete with myself and try to like, okay, I was taught this, I got to do this, and then I got to hold myself accountable for the things that she presents to me, and then just keep stacking those up day by day. So, and at first I remember like, this is going to be overwhelming. I'm never going to be able to get this dance down. To like 2 or 3 days later go, you know, it's like, okay, now I'm working on putting like a little
More
sauce
flair
on it.
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's fun to learn in the history of each dance, and kind of it's fun to see her in her element, and when all the dancers get together and do their own thing, I'm absolutely blown away, bro. I know we were watching them on Good Morning America, and they were absolutely tearing into some dance, and I've never seen dance like this at
It's
any
so
level
good.
in person. Really, I mean, I've seen Dancing with Stars a lot growing up. But like to see it up close in person, well, how technically sound they are, it's in balance, and I mean, absolute great athletes.
Does it give you a new respect for dancers as athletes?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
They could be great soccer players. You know what I'm saying, with the footwork,
Right.
and like you just roll a ball out there for them, they can
They
go.
might, if they were taller, they could
Yeah.
be some good, probably some good, real good basketball
They'd be
players.
dope.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think the crazy part about it is just to see how these dancers, like how they move and understand the flow of the ground and the body, and
100%.
it's like they always it's like an art, like they call it an art, just like martial arts. It's
Yeah.
like all this stuff is connected, and once you kind of, since we're athletes, we could like adapt
Yeah.
to that type of environment.
So y'all can adapt. How have your bodies adapted?
Ooh, Lord, my body, yeah.
It is everything that's broken hurts way worse right now.
Bruh. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you have to respect their craft. I remember when
Yeah.
you were saying to me when we was at the dance studio, he gonna tell me,
Yeah.
man, I know you ain't tired. All them weights I seen you lift
I know.
and do all this stuff in the weight room, it's
Yeah.
totally different. Like, it's little things like
Yeah.
making sure you got your body, your shoulders down.
Yeah.
And you're here in your stance, and
Yeah.
all this has to be. And now,
Perfect.
mind you, yeah, it's perfect. So the little fine muscles that's in your body are getting the most work that they've ever had work before. So your legs, you got to be on your toes. Like imagine my big ass with on my toes. That hurts my all my. Like, come on,
How
man.
the shoes?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the little pointy
Little
shoes.
They're like nothing, bro.
Yeah, they real thin.
Yeah.
I made a mistake and didn't wear socks.
Yeah.
The first day
Blisters.
of practice,
Blisters.
oh my
Yeah.
God,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
toes everything was hurting me. I
Yeah.
couldn't even walk when I finished. So how was that like? Did you do any type of training or conditioning before you came, or you just said, I'm finna just go all in?
I'm just trying to go all in, and whatever, you know, comes out, because I'm
Yeah.
going to put it in there, but I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I was convinced I was born with 2 left feet at one time, so I haven't been able to dance successfully in any regard, but I can follow direction, and as long as she kind of gives me some direction, then I can listen. You know what I'm saying? So, but I want to. She's been sending me a bunch of old YouTube films of like Calvin doing it, and even you're gonna have another dynamic to your dance because you're so much bigger, and you're gonna in the Argentina tango, you're gonna be able to flip her around and do some cool shit, and it's gonna be crazy, bro.
Do you know how hard those are?
Yeah, but I'm sure. She'll set you up. You'll be good, but it'll be fun.
Yeah. Whew.
I see a lot of comments saying like, "Oh, you're gonna be just fine because she had Iman Shumpert and they won."
Yeah.
But I don't think people realize Iman is like 6'3", 6'4",
Yeah.
and you're
Yeah,
6'2".
it's a
Yeah,
totally
yeah,
different
yeah.
beast. And then,
Yeah,
like for me, having to lift her up
yeah,
and then bring her around and do
yeah.
all this
It's tiring.
stuff.
Yeah,
Not that it's tiring, but I have like a bigger, taller body, so moving her around with my body and trying to stay stable. Like, you know, the shorter you are to the ground, the more stable you
100%.
are.
Yeah.
So for me, being up here, it's like I gotta really brace myself, but at the same time, I can't brace myself. I gotta dance through all the motions, because if I'm doing this, it kind of look like I'm stiff and and it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
So it's so many different elements to it, and I kind of can correlate it to basketball and for you with football,
Yeah.
because when I'm dancing, I break every little step down just like I would with basketball, and I'm pretty sure
100%.
you would do that with
Yeah.
football. And then now she's giving you film to break down.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're watching this thing.
Yeah.
And so that's why I said, since we're athletes and been the best athletes in the world at our you know sports, for Dancing with the Stars, the thing that could either make us or break us in this situation is just really how hard we want it.
Yeah.
Because it's in us to adapt to whatever we want to adapt to. Now, our body's got to adapt to it first. That's the hard part because...
Have you found any inabilities in your, like maybe an old injury or like, you know, my left ankle, I didn't necessarily break it, but it doesn't move.
It don't bend?
It don't bend.
That's
like,
crazy because both of mine the same way, but it's been like that for my whole life, and I've had to try to find ways around it. So, you know,
just make it work.
Yeah, what I've relied on for a lot of my dancing right now is the fact that I have an ear for music. Yeah. And then, you know, I like to just dance all the time for no reason.
Dance, yeah.
So the hard part is doing all the being all, you know, into that part, and then understanding, like, because we athletes, and so, like, it's being like a little, when you dancing, you gotta you gotta be a little zesty.
Zesty.
What's hurt the most for you? Y'all different heights.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's hurt the most in y'all dance routines for y'all?
I think my knee. I just have had. I've been bone on my knee for like 8 years, really, and so that thing is swollen.
Damn.
But
what about you? Your hip?
Yeah.
Like hip?
I would say, man. Actually, my upper body and all this is crazy sore, and then, man, my whole body ain't gonna even front because there's so much stuff that we're using, and we're using every part of our body, and then it's not like, just say how you was talking about the weight room. Yeah. How long do we usually spend in the weight room?
2 hours,
maybe 2 hours max. If you in the weight room for 2 hours, you doing too much.
100%. Yeah, you can get it done.
You doing way too much.
Get it done quicker.
But for us,
y'all dancing
we're dancing 4 or 5 hours a day. Yeah. We're doing lifts, twists. We're moving. Like, we can adapt to it because this is what we've been doing. Yeah. But this is what they have been doing their whole entire life, and it's just such an amazing thing to see. Shout out to all the dancers out there,
100%.
Whatever profession, how big or small, if it's at one of them studios in Vegas or wherever. What y'all are doing, it might not get a lot of press or whatever, like basketball or professional football or not, but y'all get a triple salute because it's tough, and this only day 4 for me, and I feel like I got a lot of respect for everything that y'all do, and so I'm also thankful for this show and to be doing it with you, man, because it's like,
bro, I remember when they fucking, I was getting ready for like the first thing, and they're like, Dwight Howard just got picked up for Dancing with Stars. I was like, fuck yes. I was like,
oh man, yes. That's so crazy. Happy, that's so crazy.
Who's making it further, y'all? Danny or Dwight?
We're gonna put the work in. I know that.
We're gonna put the work in.
I'm competing with myself.
That's the only thing I know is that he is gonna work. It's like, we're going to talk about it later because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. It's going to talk about the show. Yeah. Like, me and him, as much as, like we like to compete. Yeah. And it's like no, like, animosity in our competition. Yeah. What it is we both are dogs. Like, we 100%. Both dogs. So it's like, you know, it's like when 2 male dogs around, like, shoot, I'm going to pee over here. I'm going to pee over here. You stay. But no, we brothers.
Yeah. So, who won in the fight? Who won in the fight?
Well, here's the deal. Here's the deal.
Danny versus Goliath.
Here's the deal. It was like day 9, right?
And we just did hella shit. We got set on fire. Yeah. It was the most emotional day, and it was the day where I'm like, man, I can't fight him,
Did you know running up that hill that we're about to...
No, they had just called... Remember, they had called me in the room and told me they had to talk to me, and I went in there, they was like, Dwight, we need you to be on your game. Yeah. We need you to step up and be more of a leader and stuff like that and run harder. I'm like,
they
oh
wanted you
my
tired
God.
so he could knock your ass out.
They had me tired as hell. remember we had to go run up, but we had to run like up and down this mountain. And once we got down to the bottom, they was like, all right, you guys, put your rucks down. Now, mind you, these were Birkins. Yeah. Birkins is 30 pounds. It's a bag. It's 30-pound book bag. You got to carry. We had to carry this running together. So
you're gassed already when you're up there.
Yeah, we gas. Then
like, we saw. What'd you think when you saw those? The headgear.
I thought we was gonna have to fight one of them.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, it's gonna be some crazy shit to fight one of these.
Yeah.
And I didn't know they was gonna make me and you fight each other.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the honest to God truth, bro. And when I saw the show, when they played it in the past in Europe, the really gritty versions were great too. Mm-hmm. And I knew they boxed. And I going into the thing, I'm like, telling my dad, I'm like, my dad and I loved the show, watched the old shows, and we're excited about trying out all the, the military aspect of living. But I was like, they're gonna make me fight Dwight. They're gonna make me fight Dwight. So I went into this motherfucker, and I was like, I was thinking about it every day. I was like,
he was training. He was like in the Rocky movie.
I thought I was gonna have to fight Montel Jordan.
I know, Montel. That would have been a matchup.
This is how we do it.
That would have been a matchup. Goliath versus Goliath, dude.
That would have been funny.
I know.
I did not think I was gonna have to fight you. Then when they told us, they was like, all right, you guys stand in front of each other. This is like close quarter combat.
I know, it was weird, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was like, what kind of rules is this?
I was like not gonna tell anybody because I was benefiting from that because your arms were like this.
Yeah, I couldn't.
I had like little ones.
I was like, how am I gonna get?
I know, and I'm like, it kind of benefited me because I wasn't out in front of you.
Yeah, you was.
And then I could get in. Yeah, I could start in. And then but one time Dwight hit me, dude, and the first thing to hit the ground was the back of my head. And he hit me so hard. Like, and I completely feet off the ground.
And then we started wrestling.
And then we started wrestling around. I was holding on for dear life.
Both of us. I said, I'm too fucking tired to be over here wrestling him.
We had
this big
ass. We probably went like 4 rounds.
We did. They kept making us go at it like some damn dogs on the street. All right, just pull them apart. All right, y'all ready? Go back again. I'm like, God dang, I'm already tired. They like, throw more punches. I'm like, man, I'm just finna hold him. So I think that's how like you probably hurt your.
I don't know how it happened.
Hold on, you tried to throw a kick, Dwight?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he kicked me right in the. It was I saw the size 18 dude hit me right in the chin.
Everybody looking like. I gotta show them. Everybody looking at us like, what the fuck?
When the kick coming, it's crazy.
I was so gassed, bro.
I don't think y'all understood how tired and hot.
Look at his eyes.
We're knocking the dust off each other.
Man, what? We was knocking the dust off.
He knocked you down. Boom. He said, you ain't gonna knock me down.
I did a double kick like I was the dude from Taken, whatever the game was.
Bro, you should see these boats coming at me, bro. I was like, oh, I'm about to get kicked. Size 17.
Man, yo.
And you had to have surgery?
Yeah, so I ended up too. We went back to the we ran back to the tent, and then I was like, Dwight, I know when something's broken. Something's broke. So it was ended up being my bicep tendon I tore, and then my rotator cuff tore it. So it was, but it was. I tell you what, it was worth it. It was just fun. Like the whole show, the whole program. I even had to. I told like the production, I was like, listen, if it's crazy, like my shoulder's done. And then they were like, cool, just do whatever you can.
Yeah, I remember they was kind of telling us certain things, and I was like, damn, I need Danny here, cause
No, yeah, it ended up being perfect because we only really had one other swimming event after that, which wasn't ideal for it, but it wasn't so bad. There was another one for you
that you was it the one where?
Oh, the climb into the helicopter.
At the helicopter.
Yeah,
you did it.
Yeah.
I don't know how you did it.
For whatever reason, I couldn't like come up like this way, but I could pull down.
Yeah.
So it was the only thing that saved me.
That was the hardest thing. Like my body literally like gave out on that part. like literally in the ocean. They had
You're floating in the middle of the ocean, and an Apache helicopter comes over you, drops a rope. You're wet, so everything's on you. You're in boots. Everything's heavy as shit. So you're probably holding what, like 40 extra pounds.
Yeah.
And then you got to climb the rope into the chopper.
And the rope is literally like this, probably this wide.
Yeah.
And the little bars is probably about that thin.
Yeah.
So and you got to try to climb up there. And I'm already big, so I'm trying to. First, I'm thinking I could try to muscle my way up.
Yep.
Hell to the no.
So out of all the things I did on the show, top 3 hardest tasks.
Death letters.
Bro, the death letters.
That was number 1.
That was the hardest thing.
That was the hardest thing.
Yeah.
Writing a death letter to my kids.
Yeah.
And our families.
It gave you a different perspective.
Hell yeah.
This is real, by the way. This is real, right? Like y'all.
Yeah. So
no, we had to write death letters.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So we had to, as if you're going on a mission and you got to tell your family, like you don't give them the note, but in case you don't come back, they'll give the note to your family. Yeah. And you basically write whatever you want, whatever comes to your mind, whatever you want to say.
Yeah. And I was the dang on one who had to come and tell everybody that we got to write death letters.
Right.
And read them to each other. Everybody was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, we got to read them to each other.
Yeah.
And I was like,
you were the duty recruit that day?
I was a duty recruit that day. It was so hard to read and write that letter. Like, I was just crying.
Yeah, it's hard,
writing
bro.
the letters, just thinking about my kids having to read it.
Yeah.
Like, it was...
That's the biggest thing that changed me, too, I think.
Yeah.
How about that night we stayed up 24 hours straight
for
for nothing,
reason?
bro?
They had me so mad.
Bro, me and Dwight, we were
got
on lookout, and we were trying to come up with this like formula that everybody could get like a quality 4.25 hours of sleep a night and break it up. And fuck it, me and Dwight were like, fuck it, we'll just stay up all night. I don't care.
And they told us, they was like, y'all got to be on watch because it might be some people that want to come by and try to like do something to us.
I didn't sleep one wink.
And they said it might be some things. They said take notes.
Yeah.
So we had to take notes. We taking notes of like we saw a fox running.
Yeah.
Like,
saw mysterious.
Like, it was crazy. We stayed up all night
drinking coffee.
They stayed up for 24 hours, and then the next day, he had to fight Dwight. And he woke him up. Yeah. First punch.
No, listen. I don't think y'all. That was like
exactly
when you watch the show, you can see that it's intense.
Yeah.
But like the show can't, I guess, get to how the 30 minutes of our hour of the show can't show how intense it really was. Mind you, like even when we fought that whole day, I want to say we got set on fire that day. Think about that, getting set on fire.
I think that might have been, from a fan perspective, the craziest part.
That was crazy.
drowning.
I think he said something about
nuts,
you did
bro.
when I asked you, I was like, "Yo, bro, how you feel about this fire?"
Yeah.
I think he was like,
a little toasty.
Y'all had to stop.
Talking about before. Talking about before it happened.
Oh, before, yeah.
Did I have to stop, drop, and roll?
Yeah, that was the. So what we
all on fire.
Yeah, all under fire. So we had to sit there, and he'll like take the little torch thing, light us on fire. Then we had to run, turn around, hit the little like sand thing, bow, hit it, and then roll. Yeah. And then that shit hot, man.
Yeah. It gets hot.
It get real hot.
Yeah.
But I would say
drown proof.
The tear gas.
The tear gas was unbelievable, bro.
How does
it's
it
hard
feel?
to say which one was the super hardest.
How does
because
it feel, the tear gas?
Pause that one.
Wait.
The tear gas feels like basically you stick your face in bacon grease, bro. Like
bacon grease.
Yeah, that's how it feels.
So painful.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's the worst pain.
And you gotta think and like try to like react and find the bag, get out of another exit that you don't come in. And it's like you got to be active and fucking dynamic while you're catching gas in the face, and it hurts so bad, dude.
It was. Yeah. It's crazy. We were supposed to wait to get into this topic, but it's just so crazy. So but it's just the set on fire, the tear gas, like he said. I think is one.
What about the one where you were above the canyon? You had to slide across.
Oh, you made it across.
Yeah,
he made it across.
Yeah.
I know for you that one seemed tough.
That was
It's like the first thing one of the first things we did. Yeah.
And then remember we had to do the trust fall from up there?
Yes.
Oh my! You had me.
I had you.
Yeah.
But for some reason they didn't let me. I didn't do the trust fall.
They didn't let you go up.
I didn't go for whatever reason. Yeah. I was low key like cool.
We had to do. Now you know how most people y'all listen out here in the U-verse, the camera verse. Y'all do trust falls where you stand next to somebody, turn around and just drop and they catch you.
Yeah.
That's not the trust falls me and Danny had to do.
Yeah.
This is what our trust fall looked like. Yeah. I had to climb a mountain, get all the way to the top of the mountain, go to the edge of it, put my hands behind my head.
Oh, meanwhile, what, you're up 200 feet?
I'm
probably?
Up 200 feet in the air.
Yeah.
I had to put my hands behind my head and just lay back like this.
Yeah.
Now, mind you,
you're up 207 feet.
Yeah. That was a good one. Right. That was a good one. Awareness.
Exactly.
But no, that was a good 207 feet. But just imagine nothing under you for 200 feet, and you just there like this. And I gotta have full trust in Danny to make sure as I'm falling, he gonna have that rope.
Damn.
Yeah.
And I'm just meeting him. But that show you how, like, salute to all the veterans, anyone who's been in the Army, the Navy's done any type of service, salute, because once you in that realm, the bond that you build and just that, we was there for, some people was only there for one day.
Yeah, one day.
And we bonded like we was there for a whole year.
Yeah.
And then the longer you went, the more you kind of connected with the person, because it's like, it wasn't about no sports. It wasn't about no cars, no fashion. It wasn't about none of that. It was authenticity. Like, we saw each other in our rawest, most uncut, unfiltered moments. You're seeing all the pain, the anger, the hurt, the excitement, the joy in any type situation, because we was going through some real, people think that it was TV. No.
It's real, bro.
Like, we was really, we was knee deep.
Yeah.
We was in the ocean. We was like dropping the truck in the ocean and filling it up, and we had to like
try to drown.
Not try to drown. Remember how all of us, when we first saw it, we was back there practicing to figure out how long we can hold our breath underwater. I'm like, fuck, how long can you go?
I got like 47 seconds.
Yeah, we over there talking to each other. They telling us don't talk.
Yeah.
Mind you, we got the craziest, meanest, like most badass drill sergeants, staff sergeants, and
it was the first couple of days were like,
it was
we couldn't do anything right. You know, they're just gonna.
Remember, Gus did a backflip in the ocean and got us all fucked up.
Damn.
It was just so much crazy stuff, and then our where we had to stay at, the barracks where me and him lived, the little cot wasn't even long as this doggone sofa.
Straight up, bro.
So I seen on a podcast or whatever, you said like the mindset that you had to do a show like this, and you named like some football players that you think could also do it. Talk about the mentality side of how football, the training behind football, helped you kind of help prepare or didn't prepare you.
I mean, I think, and you know too, like you were talking about earlier, and you're very connected to your feet in your sport. Mm-hmm. So you know, obviously, you can't travel, right? So you pick up your ball, and for me, a lot of the training aspect, doing the ladder drills, stuff like that. I believe there's like a correlation between your mind and your feet that you can sharpen up, and like all dancers have primo, like, you know, skills, obviously. So for me, it's just about doing, like, I think about all the footwork drills that I've done, you know, and the ladder drills and stuff like that can help me at least start with counting.
Steps and stuff like
start stepping. Like, so that's what cone drills and shit.
Even like getting hit, and you know they say football is the tough sport.
Yeah.
Like, did that prepare you for special forces at all, or was special forces way harder?
Yeah, it was a little different for special forces. I went to like, okay, this is training camp type of thing. Like, where, you know, we used to have 2-a-days. It used to be like physically, I knew it was going to be physically exhausting. I knew it was going to be mentally exhausting. And I knew that there was an end to it too. You know, so you just got to keep pushing through. And I think midway through, I mean, kind of like how it is in a training camp where, or you're practicing for an extended period of time and you don't have a game, that you start to lose track of what day it is anyway.
Yeah,
Groundhog's Day,
true.
it's like, okay, I'm just in it now. And then you just stay in it. And then I think after the first 4 days, we probably could have stayed in there for a month. You know what I'm saying? Because we were used to all the shit.
We're used
I'm like,
to nothing. Like, not having nothing. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, sweet. I get a banana today. Right? I get a fucking,
Remember
I
how
get an
bad
apple.
the food was?
Yeah, I know, bro.
Remember one day we were so mad at how the food was. I was like, I knew it was like a camera, like in the.
Yeah.
And it was like, yo, y'all got to do something about the food, man. Yeah. I'm looking at the little camera, like in the, because I'm talking to the camera, thinking like, because I'm like, come on, man, this is really, it's no way, like.
It was trash.
It was like the bananas had, you know, when bananas be real soggy and they had other color on it and all that stuff. Like, why would you feed us this?
I know.
I was so hurt about it.
How good was that cheeseburger after you got out?
They didn't give me no cheeseburger, man. Everybody got a cheeseburger, man. I ain't get no cheeseburger, man.
I killed that cheeseburger, bro.
Hey, I got a good question for you guys. So Dwight went further.
Yeah.
Okay. So Shannon Sharp, like a month ago, went viral. He was talking to Kendrick Perkins, and he said basketball players might be more skilled.
Yeah.
But football players, the mentality and what they go through in their training and stuff makes it harder to be in the NFL than the NBA. What's your thoughts on that?
I think it's a different game. I think if you look at the injury rate, probably football players would get hurt a lot more during the season. I think, you know, breaking a bone is not really, like breaking a leg is not really uncommon in the sport. So it's like, you know, you see guys go down quick. That's why we don't have guaranteed contracts, because they can filter guys in. Like there's a lot of turnover in our sport because it's kind of like the Army, bro. Like people just get their leg broken, you won't see them again. And they just bring another running back in or another, corner in or whatever. And it's like, I think with our sport, it's just like whether it's like trying to run a business playing on a broken ankle and like, you know, you got to make money because you don't have guaranteed money. So it's like, if I'm in the NBA, bro, and I'm making 100, like, and I tweak my hammy, like I'm gonna chill for 2 weeks, 3 weeks until I'm 100%.
Till you good.
Because I know 100%, because I know when I go back on the court, they're gonna have to see me at my best, and I'm not gonna go out there and hobble around. I'm gonna chill. You know, when I'm on the court, that's my audition. Yeah. And then for us, it was like the injury rate's 100%. You're gonna get jammed up.
And you got to be back and ready by next Sunday.
100%.
Or somebody else going. So I really think it's really all relative to whatever your sport is. Like, can basketball players go be dancers? Can football players go be dancers?
Yeah. I've never dunked a basketball in my entire life. Never, bro.
But you dunked a little football goal?
I can like touch it.
So see, like I think people think that. For me, I don't even look at it as football players are more athletic or skilled.
Yeah,
I think it's just
different.
Because with basketball players, we have to be skilled for, in a certain type of way. The way we have to be skilled is being able to shoot this basketball, get this basketball into a basketball goal, get around somebody that's playing defense. We have to see zones, and it's a little bit quicker pace. Yeah. With football, you got two different sides to it. So a football player can be really skilled at his position for football. But I think in basketball, all 5 positions are skill positions.
Yep. Yeah.
In football, is how many skill positions would there be?
There's at any point 5. Really.
Like you have the quarterback, running back.
2 receivers and a tight end, or 3 receivers, or 2 tight ends, and
they not passing the ball to each other.
I know another part of the argument was that football players are more conditioned, and one NBA player was saying that not necessarily, because in basketball you're the whole.
Yeah,
it's a different type of.
I think it's a
conditioning.
different type of conditioning too.
So that's why, that's why I always talk about comparison. It's not you shouldn't really compare because it's like it's according to. It's just like trying to say, well, you got money and I don't, so you would say that money don't make you happy.
Right.
It's like you shouldn't compare because
there's great. Obviously,
it's pluses to what he do and his mentality, and it's pluses to mine. Like for
100%.
me, I have to be in shape for my shape is more endurance type of shape.
100%.
His is like quick movements because everything is quick. It's a quick play. He getting in and out, catching it, and he going uphill,
and then chilling for 2-3
but
minutes.
not in basketball. In basketball, what are we doing? We back and forth. Back. It's 24 seconds.
Oh yeah.
So now the basketball players have to be in shape more for that. They got to be in shape for the quick movements, like the linemen. They're doing stuff to get past and get to the quarterback quick. Even the punters, they're doing stuff quick, catching it, have to get themselves ready to punt. The kickers got to, it's a quick, sharp movement.
Yeah.
They're working on that all the time. What are we doing with basketball? We doing quick, sharp movements, but then we're doing a quick, sharp movement, doing another one, passing it, he catching it, he doing another movement, he doing it, now everybody moving.
Yeah.
You know
It's
what I'm
constant.
saying? It's constant.
You used to play football.
I did play football.
What position you played?
I played defensive end. So, like, that's why I understand the component of football and that there's a mentality that comes from football that you won't just find in basketball. You won't find it because it's the...
tell that story. I remember your father saying a story about when you first got hit.
When I first started playing football, like, I didn't know what hit was. Like, I was a basketball player. I'm used to shaking people.
What year did you start playing?
I started playing, what was this, 13? I want to say. Whatever
13.
This Is How We Do It came out, which is crazy.
Shout out.
Started playing football. But I didn't know how to hit. I didn't know how to do none of that stuff.
Yeah.
And I was a little salty before that. Like, I ain't understand contact and all that stuff. When I started playing football, I remember a couple times after getting hit, it was something switched in me. Like, it's either you gonna keep letting yourself get hit, or you gonna be the one to start doing the hitting. And then I was able to translate that even to basketball. Like my first year, I was getting hit, the guys were stronger than me. And I was like, you know what, now I'm finna go get in this weight room and get myself right. But if I didn't have that experience when I was playing football at a younger age, I wouldn't have known, like, okay, it's just gonna take me a while to get adjusted to it.
Do you, any NBA players you think could play in the NFL?
Yeah. I mean,
name them.
A lot of them. Shit. I think the number 5 for the Wolves,
Anthony Edwards, A-Town.
he would be a great wide receiver.
Yeah.
He actually played 3 sports.
He's explosive.
He would be a great wide receiver, There's a lot. I feel like there's a lot of DNs.
Bron.
There's a lot. Bron could, See, I would put Bron at, like, I mean, as an offensive coordinator, I'd put him at, like, tight end. And then I could use him inside or outside.
Yeah.
And then, shit.
Who you think would have a cannon? Like, who you think would have a crazy arm for a basketball player that would have a crazy arm?
I mean, ball skill wise, Curry got to be able to throw the ball, right? I mean, you can't shoot the basketball like that and have because you rely on touch just as much as you rely on fucking throwing it. They don't throw it like 80. They throw it like 65 yards tops. So they could probably throw it 80 yards, but like you don't really see it, like even playing with Brady, like short passes, just precision and relative to other positions. But there's plenty of NBA players that could play in the league, bro. Yeah. In a matter if they want to. And the first thing is can you catch or not? If you can catch good, you play offense. If you can't catch, then you play defense. But the best position on the football field is a cornerback. So because they're completely reactive. They're the most athletic people on the field at all times.
That'll probably be like say like a Russell Westbrook. Could probably be a cornerback.
Corner, yeah.
Who else? Who you think, Nick?
Kyrie, maybe.
Kyrie would be sick.
Kyrie, as
he
a
play
cornerback,
receiver.
He'll probably play receiver because he got good footwork.
Yeah, he can catch and he's got skills.
I would say Jokic would be a good short passer.
Right?
Jokic is good.
Jokic
would be on that offense.
or defensive tackle, maybe.
Yeah.
You said
not a
defense.
tackle.
Yeah, he played
You don't
DN.
think he'd
Just
have a
stop
good
the
arm?
run. He
I
get that
think he'll have
outside
a good
leverage
arm.
with his long arms, bro.
Yeah.
Tight end would be
I've
so
never seen
cool.
Who would
QB
have
that
a
big.
good cannon? Like who would have a good arm? I know not size wise, but I'm saying like he look like he'll have Jokic. I think he'll have a good arm. Like he could throw pretty far.
Yeah.
The reason I asked that because the conversation got heated.
Yeah.
Because Kendrick Perkins, he was like, okay, you took I named a lot of basketball players that could play in the NFL, but you haven't named me 5 NFL players that could play in the NBA.
Yeah.
So I want to know, like, are there any in it? I know it's one.
I probably think there's, I would say, a handful of guys on each team that have either
The
college ability to play.
Mm-hmm.
You know, eventually you have to choose, really, kind of. You know, I mean, going to college is really where you got to pick, really. So, and listen, if I think too, and you came out of high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and you knew, I mean, obviously, like if you know you're going to go to the NBA, then go to the NBA.
Instead of going
but
to play
instead,
football.
there's so many more fucking people that play football. It's like the NBA is definitely a precision athlete sport. Whereas football, you can have a variety of range, right? And you know, for me, bro, I fouled out at every basketball game I played in.
I think all football players. I think all football players play aggressive basketball. I think they play the same way. And some of them, it's like a typical football player. They play real aggressive.
Mom play like
You
that.
never see the memes?
Draymond,
Like the football player
Draymond,
come into the basketball gym like,
Draymond is.
all right, man, get your ibuprofen.
I'm going in for
Draymond
fouls.
got that one play where he runs down the court and tackles. What was that play?
Who did Draymond tackle?
He ran down the court like something happened, and Draymond ran down the court and fouled him real hard.
Are you
It was
talking
like
about
tackle.
the tall guy?
Was it Gobert?
No, it wasn't Gobert. That was the two.
Cat.
It might have been Cat or that
from
other
Minnesota.
guy from the Suns.
From the
Nurkic.
Suns. Nurkic. Nah, he didn't grab him. But I think that. I hate when they do the comparison, man, because it's so tough, man. It's so different. Like what he does is specific to what he do. So it's kind of like saying like, oh nah, he couldn't play in the NBA. I probably couldn't play in the NFL because that wasn't what I was born or what I did for. Like it wasn't for me, basically. So I don't know. That's kind of crazy. But since we started talking about my boy, I heard you mention him. He is one of the reasons why I wore number 12. Oh, he's showing something on the TV.
You can skip that.
I was finna say something about number 12. He started talking about him. He's one of the reasons why I wore number 12. Even though in Orlando, Tom Brady
The GOAT.
as his quarterback. So that's one of like number 12 has always been a crazy number of mine. And I love Tom Brady. One of the biggest reasons. I actually went to, I think he was in that Super Bowl in Houston.
Yep.
I was at the Super Bowl.
Yep. We played the Falcons.
Yeah, it was kind of bittersweet for me because I was a big Tom Brady Patriots fan. Yeah. And I'm the hometown kid from Atlanta. So all me and my teammates from Atlanta, we went to the game out in Houston. And I was excited because I thought we was going to win. Like we're going to get into the whole Tom. I want to talk about Tom, but just that Super Bowl, like y'all were down, what was it,
28-3.
28-3 at halftime.
Yeah.
I was in the middle of a Patriots section.
Yeah.
Now, this is the first time I ever rooted against the Patriots because I love the Patriots.
Right.
And I'm like, Falcons finna win the game. I'm going to cry. I'm like, my hometown team finally finna win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Somebody said, Brady got too much time. And
just enough,
like, what was that halftime like going into halftime? Like, what were you thinking? Like, fuck, like, it can't be like this.
There was a point in the game, and yeah, everybody's gotten, beat, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's been times I played for the 1-15 Rams. I'm like, it's the third quarter and it's like 48-0, and I'm like, listen, today ain't the day.
Yeah.
There was a point in that game where I was like, today ain't the day. You know what I'm saying?
For
like
real?
today,
Like
like
during
we're
the game?
getting, bro. There was like 28-3. I'm like, damn, they could score 3 more times. We could kick another field goal and it would be 42-6. You know what I'm saying? It would be like the worst. So it was actually midway through the third quarter. Halftime was silent, bro. A couple guys yelling. Julian was screaming, and we're getting it going. But it was at the point of any like almost blowout game where it's like we just have to do one thing right, and then we just started doing one thing right, and then the next thing happened right, and then the next, and it was a ladder effect for like a quarter and a half.
So how was in that moment watching Tom Brady, like even at halftime and going into the third quarter, watching him, how was his attitude? Is because you mentioned it. You said he's the GOAT. I think he's the GOAT.
Yeah.
A lot of people who play and watch and love football believe Tom Brady is the GOAT. How was he in that moment, and how did you and the team ride off his confidence to win that game?
There's a time that franchise knew that when mostly when Tom was there, was that it was the playoffs, late into the playoffs is like championship football. Like that's when you have to be your best, and that was the standard in the building. And there was certain times late in the playoff games when we'd be playing, and Tom would tell the huddle that we need a championship level of execution here. And everybody knew what that meant. Everybody's seen the film, the highlights of him doing it before, and they can relate that importance of time to like what's about to happen. And everybody like stepped in and stepped up and played their best. So he would, you could tell. The guy's like, he's electric, bro. He's like, he's a coach on the field. He knows every throw versus every coverage. He won't throw you into a headache like like a rookie might do, or like a first year guy might like not understand what coverage it is. Then you're running an in route, and then you're like, oh, as a vet, I know I'm not getting the ball here because it's cover whatever 4 and a whatever, and I'm running a 20-yard in cut. But like a rookie will just lay your ass out. I gotta go catch this, bam.
Dang, he just knows.
He will never do that.
Exactly where
he will
to
never
place
do that.
the ball.
He'll slide you into guys so you can just kind of get down, and now you're not getting blown up, and you got to miss 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So Tom's like a sniper, bro.
So when you say the Patriot, you said the Patriot level of execution.
Yep. Or a championship level of execution. Yep.
Was I know the Patriots, they keyed in a lot on attention to detail.
Yeah.
And execution was at top tier. Like, talk about that versus other teams you played.
Okay, so I played on 7 teams in 14 years, and
I didn't know that.
And what the Patriots do better than any other team I've been on is scheme plays. So it's like they're going to watch more film. They're going to scheme plays where they might be deficient in one area of coverage that it's just like other teams are just lining up and running football plays. You know what I'm saying? Like Madden. Like if you go through Madden and you just blindly pick plays, that's what other teams are doing. Like
they ain't
the Patriots
like
are
that.
breaking down percentages on this. They're going to get this coverage versus this on this down and distance, and we're going to develop 2 plays that can beat one or the other, and then we're going to run the one that wins.
So that's understandable. So it's basically saying like,
this is the championship level or attitude or mentality that he's talking about with the Patriots and Tom Brady. So when Tom Brady's speaking to his team,
he don't have to say, hey guys, I need y'all to be watching film. I need y'all to be doing this. He only got to say 2 words, championship ready. And they know what that means. They know what that attitude is, that mentality, because it's fed to them every day from the top of the top, Bill Belichick, the owners, everyone, all the way to the last person that works for the organization. It's championship, championship, championship. And that's why Tom Brady is who he is. And that's why Danny is who he is, because they have had this mentality their whole entire life. So we're going to get into that a little bit. I know we start talking about the Patriots and stuff like that, but you play football your whole life.
Yeah.
And, is that something that's been bred in you? Is that something that you wanted to do? Is it from your family?
Yeah, so I got an older brother. My brother's 5 years older than me. He was a good athlete. My dad's a high school football coach in Texas. So I grew up, riding the bus, going to games, being the ball boy to his games. And then we actually played against each other in high school. And then from my brother got a full scholarship, played at Baylor. So I was like, as long as I get a full scholarship, I'm going to play. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to pay for school. Otherwise, my ass would be out there in Wadi Rum. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, just get me a scholarship. And then, it was something I always wanted to do. I wanted to play college football. And then I never really honestly thought about playing in the NFL until I got my opportunity. I got an offer to go to the combine, and I was like, fuck it, I'll go. They're like, he's going to be a late rounder, like 6th, 7th round, or undrafted free agent. I ended up going undrafted, and then I was on practice squad my first year, and then I got cut, and then I was in Philly to the remainder of the playoffs, got cut again, put on practice squad, and then the second week of the season, 2008, I got picked up by the St. Louis Rams, and then I returned to kick off that game. My first opening kickoff, returned it to the 60. They got me to return kicks and punts, and then returned it, almost broke it, got tackled by the kicker, was super mad. I was like, damn it,
the
curse
one
of the
person
kicker.
that's not supposed to tackle you.
What? Curse of the kicker. I was like, I can't shoot the kicker. That's a real phobia too, by the way. It's it's a nightmare for a punter or a kickoff returner. It's like, all right, I get past everybody, I gotta make the kicker miss, because he's just back there waiting on you, trying to save
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is.
And then ended up starting my career there. But it was always something I wanted to do. I mean, I always believed I could do it. I think I saw guys come before me and kind of open up an avenue for a position like myself, like Wes Welker and Dion Branch and some slot type players that you don't have to be, super fast and super tall. Like you could, work the middle in these smaller sets, and then rely on other people to help you get open. And that's really kind of how I continued to have a job in the league.
Talk about the mindset you gotta go, because in the NBA it's 2 rounds.
Yeah.
You go undrafted, right?
Yeah.
It takes a certain level of determination to really get into that, 0.1%. So for you with the NFL, it's 7 rounds.
Yeah.
And then you watch. What was your draft day experience
like?
Oh,
man. So back in the day, they had 2 days. First day, I knew I wasn't going, chilling. And then I went out. I went out that night before the second day. And I was like, I had a couple cold beers, and then I woke up midway through the second day of the draft. I'm like, I look at my phone. I'm like,
oh shit.
I'm like, oh shit, no, not drafted.
Oh man,
but you said you didn't.
I didn't even know. And then I watched the rest of the draft, and then no draft, nobody called me, and then and then right after the draft ended, 4 teams called me. They're like, we want you on our practice squad, and I'm negotiating with them at this point. I'm like, Indy's giving me $6,000. Dallas is giving me $7,000, and Miami's giving me $4,000. And I'm telling Miami, I'm like, Dallas is giving me 7.5. You want to bring it up to 8? And they're like, shut the fuck up.
Oh shit! No, they did.
Swear to God.
He's negotiating.
Swear to God. I'm like, bet. And so I was like, I'm going to the highest bidder at this point. I need money. Didn't know I drafted. I'm like, Dallas, let's go. So went to Dallas, $7,500.
You went to no way.
Yeah. And it's crazy because my boy Miles, and with basketball, you get undrafted, you get called, you making some
change,
some change. So 7,500.
That's crazy.
Half's going to taxes. You can figure out the rest. Plane ticket. I thought I was rich too. I was like, yes.
That's really crazy. You'll hear calls I done seen calls yo, we got a $500K two-way for you.
Yeah.
After going undrafted.
Yeah.
So like the money aspect.
Yeah.
Going from undrafted, watching 7th round, and then
Yeah.
going to a Super Bowl champion. Like when you finally won the championship, how did that feel?
It honestly, it made everything I went through worth it. Like all the reps in
Yes.
the off season,
Yeah.
everything I went through as a child, everything I
Yeah.
went through as you know, a collegiate football player. Every injury I've had, every rep I ever took, I was
The
like,
whole
the
journey.
whole thing was worth it just
The
for that
whole
one.
journey.
And he got
Yeah.
2.
They got 2.
Dwight could have had
That
2.
that just shows you. You're right. That just awareness. But
Well, he's still hurting from that the
nah,
finals loss.
No, I'm just saying like that just shows you his perseverance. It shows you the mindset that, you know, he's had to have to get to where he is today. A champion. And that championship mentality, he's had that his whole life. Yeah. And because he's had that his whole life, it's put him in a position to where he's been around the most elite, the GOATs, because he is one of these people.
Talk
He
about that.
is.
Because some people say Brady makes, stars.
He really, and he kind of just showed how to. Everything he did was predicated around winning football games. Like, and if you want to talk about business or if you want to talk about, personal life or whatever, like, it was all extremely focused and he kind of, okay, so he had a facility that he opened with TB12, but he would invite all the other players to he would incorporate everybody to be better and to like work harder and like, and I didn't really become even a pro until I saw him do it. And I was like, fuck. And then I put more money into body work. I put more money into like, the overhead of the business that I think I should get, proper training, proper diet, proper massage therapy, proper fucking everything. So it was like, okay. And that extended my career too. I want to believe like 4 years, I think. Without even seeing how he operated, I would have been like, psh. I would have.
So that's what it means. That's what they're saying when they say he makes stars. I think people take it as him saying. People take it as
predicated
it
around
being
one
something
thing.
like, oh, when he's in the football game, he's the one that's making them better. No, he's going from grassroots. He's going from the bottom. He's starting all the way at the foundation. They're seeing him. They're seeing Tom at what he's doing every single day from the time he gets up and goes to practice facility to games, how he's doing his business, how he's conducting his business, how he's just all his movements. So now that's how Tom is making the case for being who he is. He's making stars because he's showing you how to be the best. He's showing you the championship mentality. Yeah. And that's just so crazy. And you've had an opportunity to have Super Bowls with this guy. You've had an opportunity to, do a lot of things with this guy. But a lot of people always talk about Tom. What about Gronk?
Oh, man, dude. Have you met him?
I have. I don't think we've met.
You and Gronk would love each other, bro.
We go crazy?
Yeah, they're fucking. Gronk's an animal, dude. He's so funny.
All the time?
So funny, bro. Gronk and I used to sit next to each other on the planes on the away games. So on travel, we sit 5 years next to each other, bro.
That's
clowning
crazy.
around, talking shit. He's an amazing individual, bro. One of the best football players I've ever seen in my entire life. He might make a case to play in the NBA. He might be able to if he was properly trained in college. I think he might make a case because he has a court at his house. We get out there and hoop. He's fucking ripping the rim down and shit.
Yeah, I seen him dunk. I seen him dunk and do all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. He brought that intensity to the football field. So
favorite, funniest Gronk story.
Oh my God, bro.
He can't even.
Oh
got
my
a lot
God. PTSD. I think one year we were in New York. I think it was after the Super Bowl, and we went to a club called Bounce. This was we were like 27, I think, maybe 28, and Gronk was probably Gronk was probably like 24, and he had the club rolling. They came out with his shirt off, like the whole fucking place.
Where was y'all at?
In New York.
In New York?
Yeah.
Bounce.
Bounce.
Bounce. What kind of music they play about?
It's like a sports bar.
Oh, it's a sports bar.
Yeah.
So he seemed like somebody that's going to go to more of a sports bar instead of a club, so he can get a lot of beer and yeah.
One night we were in Boston, and I was sitting at the table. We were at this place called Capo, but it's downstairs, and there's a DJ, and everybody, some teammates were there, and we're waiting on Gronk to come in, and then all of a sudden the lights go out. All the lights go out in the club. The music keeps going, but every light in the fucking building goes out, and then I see this hooded figure walk in and sit. I'm like, Gronk, what up? And he's like, and then the lights come back on.
Theme music.
And all of a sudden, nobody knew he was in there. All of a sudden, he just appears.
It just appears.
Undertaker.
That's we gonna start calling Gronk the Undertaker, man. They turn the lights off and he just appeared. Doom.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, that's sick as fuck. I'm like, I'm having trouble getting in.
And then he just turn the lights off and then he just appeared.
Yeah.
How tall is Gronk? Like what? 6'6"?
He's got to be 6'6", probably 6'7", maybe.
Ooh, that's pretty
Probably
tall.
6'6", yeah.
That's pretty
Hell
tall.
yeah.
6'5". Shit, I don't know. He's fucking big.
Boston.
He used to run so hard, dude. He's the only guy I've ever played with that you could hear him running like a Clydesdale. You hear like a Clydesdale horse running?
For real?
You can
Big
hear
heavy
Gronk.
foot ass.
You can
Come on,
hear
Gronk. You need to do Dancing with the Stars, man.
Yeah.
Get your feet work right.
Yeah. Yeah. He'd crush.
With Boston, right? I know a lot of athletes, they say nothing like winning in Boston.
Yeah.
NBA players have said it.
Yeah.
I know Boston is like a winningest city.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on like Boston culture being, even just off the field?
Yeah.
It's going around seeing the
Yeah,
sports coach.
I've never felt any, well, it was the only place I ever won a Super Bowl with, but so much love, bro. And at the same time though, if you mess something up, they're gonna let you know about it. Like if you couple, like I remember my first year, we went to the AFC Championship game and lost, and I was like, I just came from a 1-15 Rams. I'm like, shit, that was a good year. You know what I'm saying? And then they're like all sad. I'm like, we almost went to the Super Bowl. Like, what do you mean? And then they're like, I was like, oh shit, this is the standard around here.
Because it's the standard.
Yeah.
And is the Patriots like the Lakers?
Yeah, the Lakers are back of football.
Yeah.
Or, well,
This is the
they're,
standard.
no, they're the Boston.
They're the Boston?
Because the Lakers would be Dallas.
Yeah.
The Lakers would be Dallas. And
Yeah, they make the most money.
Yeah, the
Dallas
Lakers would be Dallas. Or, oh, that's a good one.
That's a good question.
That's a real good one.
Yeah.
I know football season just started, and I saw the Rams take a big L the other day. We ain't going to talk
Detroit,
about it.
Yeah.
I know you just you coached last year
Yeah.
with the Rams.
Yeah.
No, not
The
the
Raiders.
Rams. I'm sorry, the Raiders.
But he
Oh,
played
the
with the
Rams
with the
played
Rams.
against the Raiders the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. But you went from coaching, you went from playing, and then you decided to coach for,
Howard,
or what? How was that? Did you feel like you was like in that place where you wanted to retire, and you was like, I still love the game, so like I'm back and forth. Like,
Yeah.
Were you in that place?
I think I miss being part of something bigger than me. Like, floating in the pool and drinking margaritas is great,
Yeah,
But it gets
yeah.
boring after like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I miss the camaraderie, and I miss the, being a part of something. And got back into it, met some great people, had a blast doing it. Gave me a great perspective on how I want to spend my time at this point in my life. That's for sure. Work a lot of hours as a coach, man, and it's it's a slower day than as a player. And player, you're in, take me up, fucking work out real quick, shower.
Your day is structured.
Yeah, and it's like you're out.
Yeah.
5 o'clock.
Yeah.
You get there as a coach. You get there at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, and you're there till almost 10:30 at night, bro.
Do y'all know how long that is?
Dude,
that's
every
crazy.
day.
5:30 to 10?
Yeah, 100%.
It's no way.
I swear to God, it's
So then
wild.
it's kind of like crazy for I don't know. I shouldn't even say this. He was like, well, they said you fired your coach.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, like as a coach, like, dang,
It's wild.
losing your job and stuff like that, and knowing that y'all just put in all this time.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'll hurt.
Yeah.
That'll hurt.
Does
That'll
being
hurt.
a coach give you more perspective from when you were a player.
It does, yeah. The first thing I learned was how much it and what it takes to actually like operate an organization. Like we're thinking about buses and hotels and how long we want to stay there for 3 nights or 2 nights, or should we go for the week, or like, and then like just kind of like strategically try to find an advantage in any way, really, like whether it's travel or organizationally trying to like what we eat, on the white red home, or
so
whether
lot.
so
That's a lot to go
it's a lot.
through.
Yeah, that gave me a much different perspective. And then basically there, in my position, I'm just trying to find answers to help the guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, listen, look for this is what's going to happen when this guy does this. And then like, I'm not going to ever give a guy too much to like think about, but like just straight facts to try to eliminate holes in their games. And like, that's it. Show love, really. Because I mean, like, a lot of coaches get, have never played. A lot of coaches in the NFL have never played in the NFL. So you get all the NFL players that are like, all right, like I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I would say probably, dude, like there's
Most of them never
probably
played.
one coach on each, one or two maybe coaches on each roster or on each team have played in the league, but none of them have played in the league.
It'd be like that with basketball.
Yeah.
NBA, a lot of them is former players though.
Now it's been more, but it hasn't been a lot of.
Yeah. Let me ask you this:
A couple.
would you, if you were getting information just in your mind alone, if the guy was presenting you with facts or whatever, like trying to get you ready to play a game, would you listen to him more if he had played the position, or that you knew he didn't play and even in college? You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Well, see, yeah. Well, I wanted to listen because I didn't want to just throw away somebody giving me information.
right? Yeah.
Because they're probably seeing something that maybe I can't see.
Yeah.
Or, a perspective that I need to, try to understand to play my position better. Because I did have a coach in Houston. He just passed away. CD, rest in peace. He actually wasn't a coach there. He came in to help with me. Carol Dawson is his name. He came and helped me with just post moves and stuff like that. Yeah. But obviously he ain't Hakeem Olajuwon or anybody else. But he was able to like give me from his perspective some things that he's seen from his experience of training and watching certain players and stuff like that in his development of the game. He knew how to break it down and teach me better than a coach that had played or anything like that, because from his point of view, even he was around the game. Yeah. He watched Dream, he watched Yao, he watched all these players. He worked with them. He was able to implement all those different things that he learned and saw and watched from them and give that to me and give it to me in a way where he could break it down. Just like you have development coaches in any field. Their job is to develop these different skills. Yeah. So I think you can listen to someone who has not played your prospective sport. Yeah. I don't know if someone who hasn't played should be a head coach. Yeah. Because, like, you never really been in these trenches.
Yeah, I know.
So how
the
you
experience
know
of being on the court or under the helmet, or
who should play? This guy should be in because of the numbers says this. No. Yeah. A coach that has been in that trench and they know how it feels, they're going to want the players who they know from the feeling who need to be out there. So,
How do you feel about it?
I think you use all your tools, I think, as a player. I mean, try to use as much information as possible without, but at the end of the day, you got to go out there and make the plays. And as a coach, I always was like, a lot of guys that had never played they'd be pulling their hair out because a guy dropped something that's really hard to do anyway. Like, so I'm like, at the end of the day, I always believe like the coaches are there to not at the do they
NFL,
develop you, or they just hold you
in
accountable?
The NFL there to develop you
Right.
at that stage. I
Right.
think they're
It's
there to
mostly
hold you accountable
yeah.
and for everybody to do their job.
Yeah.
They are the
Yeah.
the what you call those, the managers are the leaders
Right.
for the squad. They're the
Yeah.
generals.
Yeah.
You know, so then I think that it's on the players.
Yeah, it's on the players at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, it is
Yeah.
very tough because you can have coaches, this, that, and the third, but the guys are the
Yeah.
ones that are actually
On the making
on
plays.
the field.
Yeah.
They're the ones making the plays, so
Yeah.
they have to get it done.
100%.
So it's very difficult because there's some great players, some great coaches. I know it's early. Who you think will win the Super Bowl?
I mean, I think the Chiefs they're back to back and they're getting better, dude. To tell you the truth, they got more speed with Worthy, and they got the best quarterback in the league, I think.
So, you said the best quarterback
So
in the
he's-
league.
Yeah.
So if he's the best,
Three-peat.
so they could three-peat.
It'd be a 3.
They won back-to-back.
Yeah, back to
Back-to-back?
back.
Three.
Yeah,
It would be a
three.
three-peat.
It'd be a three-peat.
So they can get three-peat.
They're they just went back to back.
So if they
they
win
gotten
this
better.
year, where does that leave Mahomes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
If he
what-
keeps up that
if he keeps up
trajectory.
this where he's going now, it's him and Tom.
Of course. Yeah.
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 Past Peyton Manning.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's all about, and if we're just going to count, we might as well just count rings, right? So I think, yeah, I mean, I base who's the best off the rings right now. And he's climbing, dude. He went to Texas Tech right after I went to Texas Tech, so I'm a huge Mahomes
that's
fan,
Oh,
bro.
for real?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Shout
yeah.
out to Pat, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
shout out
is
to
he
Texas
top
Tech.
5 now?
Bro, I remember watching him in college, and I was like, bro, he's like that, dude.
He was like that in
Yeah,
college.
Yeah.
I seen Stephen
Running out
A.
to his left, making 60-yard bombs on the run, hitting a guy, like, going like this. Like, I'm like,
Dang, like how
he's
how do they be
real.
throwing that football like that? Like,
Right.
is it more arm? Like, is it
It's
total
everything.
body? Is everything?
bro. Yeah. And then what you can't account for is the people that are gonna be at your feet. Like you
Trying
can
to
go out.
tackle you.
We can go out in the backyard and work on mechanics all day, but like oftentimes you'll be running for your life. Bro.
Yeah.
And then you'll be having guys at your feet. You'll be
And you
catching one
still
in the
got to
chin.
throw that good pass
Yeah.
and hit somebody.
Yeah, what traits make a great quarterback and what traits make a great wide receiver?
I think obviously the physical things for a quarterback obviously would be, usually like a pitcher, you got to be able to throw really well. I think mentally as a quarterback, I think having the ability to prepare, but to also adapt. Like you have to go into a week of practice understanding that this is the perfect way that it should look. But going into the game, knowing that we're not going to get the perfect look and something fucked up is going to happen. So we just got to adapt and make the best decision on the run half the time. So that's a lot about how football is. Like the shit that you see on Sunday, bro, is not how shit is drawn up during the week of practice. Sometimes it's like, what the hell? And it's like, fuck it. It worked. They scored.
Yeah.
Touchdown. It's kind of like in pool. You hit one off the rail and it goes
And then
4
it go
times.
in,
Then you're like,
yeah.
fuck it. I'm taking it. Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
All right. So I think having the ability to adapt at the quarterback position, like on the run, is extremely underrated.
So for you, I know that they say you were undersized at the
Yeah.
wide receiver position, but I know Brady kind of works well with undersized wide receivers. So
They have a
what's your thought?
system. They have a system in their offense where it's a Z or an F position where it's the guy can cut splits. So it's not relative on like necessarily your height or you're getting around the edge on the corner is the hardest thing to do as a football player at receiver. Like to line up outside the numbers, to shake him, man coverage, outside leverage. He's not going to let you outside. You got to beat him outside and run down the sideline. That's the hardest thing to do in the NFL. Yeah. And if you can do that, you can play out there. Everywhere else, you get to play inside the numbers and inside the hash.
So when you're lined up,
Yeah.
wide receiver position, and coach calls a slant, you got to run across the middle.
Yeah.
Who's the one player where it's like, he's right there, like, oh shit, like.
Yeah,
and-
but so obviously like the linebackers are right there. You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
Is there a specific one though that you went against?
There's a dude at which point I lost track of everybody. I was getting pelted. I was getting pelted by everybody, bro. It don't matter. It don't matter. And everybody's liable to. And everybody's been studying and knowing, and they want to. They're juiced, bro. They want to hit. You know. So
I know do you remember your hardest? Like somebody like who hit you the hardest? Yeah, who hit you the hardest?
Man, I ran a reverse versus the Saints. I believe it was Raphael Bush played safety for the Saints, and shout out Raphael Bush. He's a beast.
Like
he knocked me smooth out, bro. But yeah, I took a reverse and we met on the sideline. And I remember before I said fuck it, and we just went, and he knocked me smooth out. I was out for like 2 minutes.
In your opinion, all your years playing, who was the best cornerback?
Damn, dude, that's a good ass question. I think
top 3.
Man, I tell you what, I can probably get like Terrence Newman for the Dallas Cowboys was elite. Asante Samuel was amazing. Revis was amazing. And everybody had different attributes too, so you have to like learn, you know, what to do against certain guys, and half the time it didn't work. So
the island, you've been on the island.
I have island. Yeah, 100%. I've been on the island alone, bro. Stranded, dude. I have a picture in camp. I have a ball. I just did 1-on-1 with Revis, and I caught it, and I'm laughing down the smiling.
I got it.
I got one, and he's chasing me. He's laughing too. I'm like, bro, I'm taking this picture home. Yeah.
Like when you in that moment of playing, what has kept you like? What was your why? Like, why did you want to play for so long and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think along the course of my career, my why changed numerous times. I think maybe 3 or 4 times over. I first started like, I need some money because I need to eat. Right. And then the second why was like, all right, now I got to take care of my family. So now I got to get a contract. Like, so that would have been my mom and my brother and taking care of the family. Like, okay, I made it on the team. Now it's time to eat. Like, we won a Super Bowl, or we got close. And then I was like, the reason was, all right, now let's win a fucking championship. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then it was great while that lasted. Went to 3 Super Bowls, won 2 of them, lost 1. And then after that, I was kind of more in a role where I was the oldest. I was kind of only playing like 15, 20 plays a game, and my only why was like hustle and motivate kids like that were coming in, rookies, younger cats that were coming on, like, hey, this is how you do it. Take notes every day, be on time. Like, kind of like my why changed a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I was just trying to have fun, ride out into the sunset. And then I got my last year, got to finish in my hometown, and then
that's fine.
And then put it to bed.
Yeah.
So
now that you have, you done with football, you did the coaching, you're doing Dancing with the Stars. Like, is your transition to the next chapter of your life? Is it more so on the, I want to do dancing, acting, TV shows? Is it, man, I want family, like shows, podcasts,
like what's all the stuff that you do that you want to do outside?
So right now primarily I build houses in Austin. So I'm in the real houses. Yeah, I'm in the real estate market in Austin. And then other than that, dude, invest wisely, travel, see the world, hang out with friends, try to find different cool, fun shit to do. And oftentimes it just leads me back to you, which makes me very happy.
That's so crazy.
Because y'all both the side quest kings.
Yeah, 100%.
It's crazy. It's just really crazy, like how, like life and how paths cross. Yeah. You know, and you meet people like in and out your lifetime that are very impactful.
Yeah, facts.
You know, and just from doing one thing in our life, it just had a ripple effect and affected so many people, and it was a show. Yeah. And the show was about being the world's strongest and the toughest test you could ever go through. Yeah. And us as athletes, we go through so many tests. as athletes. So as a football player and as a man, what has been your toughest test as a man throughout this whole process of being in the NFL and then after being in the NFL? Like, how is that process? Because it can be difficult at times.
Yeah, man. The toughest thing would just. That's a great question, dude. Trying to do what I want to do and see what I want to see before my time's up. You know what I'm saying? And I've been able to live authentically through my whole life. Really, like I got to live my dream and do my childhood passion and make money with it. And then so with that, like I'd love to just continue like to try to maintain the most positive energy throughout my whole life, travel, be grateful and thankful for being able to do something that I love for so long and try to reciprocate that to friends and then to future endeavors along the way. Like I want to see cool shit and jump out of airplanes and
have you jumped out of an airplane?
Yeah, for sure. You been up?
I have tried, but they
shoot.
said I weigh too much.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, I had to do it with a partner or something like that. I was like, well, you know what's crazy?
Yeah.
Maybe we should do it together.
Yeah, right.
Because we already know that I can trust you and you can trust me with
By
falling.
the way, that first day when you were doing the trust fall and you were fucking heavy ass was up there.
Yeah.
And Foxy he turns to me and is like, Foxy's the other instructor from Britain.
Big swole.
Dude. He's like, mate, that's fucking Dwight Howard up there. You're going to have to pull as hard as you fucking can. And I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, no, I don't know. I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to pull as hard as I gave it all I had, bro.
Man.
Hopefully you stop, bro.
But what's so crazy was it was not one time when I got up there and I got ready to go back that I ever questioned if he was going to have my back or not. Like, I could have went out there and just fell forward. I just knew that he was going to have my back regardless, you know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy. Like, shout out to every single member of the cast that was on our special forces and all the cast that have done it since. If you haven't watched the show, you can go check it out. Hulu, what else was on?
Everything.
Fox, Hulu. But it was a crazy show, man.
You said jumping out of airplanes. You actually tried to fly?
Oh no, man, that would be amazing. I flew with the Blue Angels one time when they're in the fighter jets and shit. Yeah. I ended up passing out. Have you tried? Have you been?
How was that?
It was crazy.
Talking about the before the game.
Yeah, like the F-16s fighter jets. I rode in the back seat of one of those one day.
Oh my god,
yeah,
bro!
I want to say it because when he did the show, you said like, "Yo, you got to be crazy to want to do the show, Celebrity Special Forces."
Yeah.
So you like is adrenaline pumping activity something that
I love it, dude. Yeah.
It's probably you got to be like I told y'all, and he can attest to it. We've been talking about this with everyone. Nick, you know. Do you think you have to be crazy or have some level of crazy gene in you to be a professional athlete?
That's a great question, man. I think, you have to be professional, you have to be borderline obsessed. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy because...
You're not even borderline.
Crazy,
you got to be obsessed.
To be professional.
Yeah.
You have to be.
Right.
That's the only way. You got to be obsessed with what you're doing because if you don't, then you're not going to be great at it.
Yeah, I know.
And we have mastered how to be great at whatever we're doing because we love to compete. And so he wants to be the best at it. He knows all the failures that he's went through, but he knows what it takes to get success. And he hasn't fallen into his success or been like, you know what, I'm successful, I made it. Because he said he had whys. His whys was, he gotta eat. Then he gotta make sure his family eat. Then hell, he gotta make sure that they win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So you could tell that the perseverance and the mental fortitude that you have to play these sports, to want to do Dancing with the Stars, to say yes to these things. One, you can't be embarrassed.
Yeah.
You have to know that what's going to happen is going to happen. And I think that sports and being a professional athlete has helped you with that, because there's so many times on the football field, basketball field, training, whatever, that you get embarrassed.
Yeah.
You're going to get hit. You're going to get whatever might happen. So now we understand that we ain't worried about what somebody on the outside going to say, but we're going to critique ourselves to the T, because that's what we've done for so long, and that's what's made us who we are. That's that crazy gene that I was talking about.
Yeah.
All of us have, like, we're, like you said, obsessed with greatness.
Yeah.
It's like something that we thrive off of, like, I got to be great at this. Like, my footwork got to be right. When you dancing, I know you. I know you. I seen some of your TikToks, and Instagram videos and TikTok, like how locked in you are with your partner, because you like, I got to get these steps right. I'm locked in and focused. And then you going to break it down like we talked about earlier, from beginning to end. And then as you go through, what are you adding into it? Right. Your flair, your glare, your little sauce. But you ain't going to start off in the beginning like that, because it's just like practice. When we go to the gym, we're doing our form shooting. We ain't playing around with form shooting. Why? Because we want to make sure our arms and everything is ready for our shot. Yeah. When you out there working on your stuff for football, you making sure your footwork is right. Why? Because when you get out there on the field, you don't want to miss steps, because you know that could be a hit, a drop ball, all that stuff. 100%. So, we understand that dynamic, which make us perfect for something like this, and it's crazy
and
that
to
we
be
got
like undrafted and go all the way to 2-time Super Bowl champion. Kick return leader. Hold on, let me see. Hold up.
He said,
hold up. NFL kickoff return yards leader, 2009.
Oh yeah, all-purpose yards. Yeah. Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
We should go ahead.
Speaking of the Super Bowl, I wanted to know versus the Seahawks on that last drive when the Seahawks are going down the field. Yeah. And who caught that crazy pass? Jermaine Kearse? Yep. Going down there, and they're at, the 5-yard line. Like, what's going through your head when there's 25 seconds left? Like,
well, I was the kick returner, and I was getting my helmet on, because I was like, they're about to give the ball to Marshawn Lynch and go up. And then I was like, I'm going to have to – I think coach is going to make me either kneel it down so we get a final couple offensive plays, or we're trying to have like a crazy throwback play on a reverse to have like a miracle kickoff return for the tug. I was trying to think schematically what the fuck I'm about to do. So I put my helmet on, and then I saw him throw the pass, and I took my helmet off. I'm like, wait, they just threw the ball and we intercepted. It was insane, bro. But no, I was getting ready to return the kickoff when they ended up throwing it. Yeah. But
how was your relationship with Tom Brady?
Oh, he's a big brother of mine, bro. Like, so much love and respect for him and what he's done for my family and just the type of human being he is.
Yeah, I only asked that because I know Marshawn Lynch. Yeah. We just talking about the Seahawks, and he said that he didn't have a relationship. Yeah. When he with
Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
And it was just
that's Tom did everything he could to be there, and off the field I probably have hung out with Julian or Gronk more. You know what I'm saying? Brady's older, obviously has his kids and stuff, so it's like he's got to, he's got to be with his family a lot more than he could, go play ping pong. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all both played with the GOATs.
Yeah.
Huh? You said what?
Y'all both played with the GOATs.
Yeah, we both played with some GOATs.
Yeah.
But we also GOATs too. Yeah, man. We want to thank y'all for watching the greatest podcast ever, Above the Rim with Dwight Howard. We want to give it up for our special guest all the way he's not from New England.
Austin, Texas.
I just had to say that he played for the Patriots again, but he's from Texas, baby, down south. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Also, give it up for Danny Amendola. And also, first time on the screen. First time on the screen. He said 2 words the whole time, but that's just like the Joker. Why he's so serious? No, we give it up for Nick the Quick. The Joker. The last one, Moo Real. Give it up. Shout out to Moo Real. Thank y'all for watching the greatest podcast ever, Above the Rim, with Dwight Howard, where we hear no evil, see no evil, and speak no evil. Peace, love, and we'll see y'all next time. Shout out to the Patriots. Come on.